Hello, everybody. I am Ephrom Josine, and I figured before I really begin this video, I might as well explain what inspired me to do this. So, a while ago, I wrote a pony soapbox for Equestria Daily called Remaining Optimistic Through Pony Life. And at that point, I had seen some clips of Pony Life. I'd seen a few 2-minute shorts here and there. And I determined this was not for me. And that was the general consensus I was getting in the fandom from people like Wootmaster and Minty Root and Geek Brony and people like that. People who I follow within the fandom were saying, yeah, this just isn't for us, okay? It's filler. And I basically said, well, if this is the filler between G4 and G5, then what's actually going to happen in G5 is going to be amazing because look at what was in between G3 and G4. We had G3.5, which barely even counted as animated. However, when I wrote that and when it was posted, I noticed a lot of people in the comments were saying, well, Pony Life is getting too much hate, guys. I mean, sure, it's not FIM. It's a comedy spinoff, yeah, but it's okay for what it is. And I kind of ignored that. I just thought it was random Equestria Daily commenters. However, then I saw people who I did genuinely, who were previously bashing it, saying, actually, it's getting better. So, you know what? I have some catching up to do, and that explains the format of this video, reaction and review, because I came up with this while I was marathoning the late Emma Probz series, reaction and review. And if you never saw it, it was a cult hit, if you will. Essentially, it was exactly what it sounded like. Emma would watch a movie he had never seen before, cut to him reacting. He wouldn't show you any footage of it or anything. And it wouldn't be like a normal reaction video where you're just sitting there dead-eyed for most of the time. No, it always just cuts to him saying things and having interesting reactions. And then afterwards, he would, well, review it. Reaction and review. That's why it was called that. If you're wondering what I thought about, or what I think about it just going in, I don't quite know how I feel about the idea of a comedy spinoff of Friendship is Magic, but hey, you know what? Weirder things have succeeded before. If you had told someone in 2008 that the next My Little Pony TV series would have a massive fandom, they wouldn't have believed you. And if you had told me in 2018 that MLP would be getting or that Friendship is Magic would be getting a Teen Titans Go, Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles style comedy spinoff, I would tell you that sounds awful. Uh, then, you know what? Maybe I'll be proven wrong. Just like that hypothetical person in '08 was proven wrong. So I have the first episode, The Princess Probz. It's 11 minutes, pulled up right now. And I'm just going to watch it and then cut to what I'm saying, or what my reactions are, and afterwards I'll review it. Now, I am fully expecting this to be awful. Okay, I mean awful. But the only way I'm going to find is if I shut up and I press play, and that's what I'm going to do. So now we're going to be watching My Little Pony, Pony Life, Princess Probz. You know, guys, it's hard to determine my favorite part about that theme song. It's either how they keep saying life over and over and over again, or how the singer sounds like she's being absolutely forced at gunpoint to continue singing. It's really hard. It's a hard choice. Uh, if that's how it starts, my hopes are like they weren't high before. Now they're like on the ground. Okay, so the first joke of this series, the joke that's supposed to sell me on Pony Life, is not only incredibly obvious, and I mean I only had about a second to register what was going on, and I already predicted the joke the second Rarity walked in there. But also, it was a joke done about a million times better in Secrets and Pies. And I understand wanting to, if you're making a comedy spinoff, tap into Secrets and Pies, one of the funniest episodes of the show. But still, guys, that was just awful in every way. And by the way, I've given each of the main six, except for Fluttershy, up until this point, has spoken, and they all sound really good. But there's something about how Applejack is speaking. I can't put my finger on. I know it's the same voice actress. I know I shouldn't have an issue with it, but something about it just is wrong to me, and I don't know what it is. But no, guys, if this is the comedy height, a joke that not only did they take from well, tons of other things, that joke's been done a million times before, but specifically one that I can point to an FIM episode from not even that long ago that did it better. This is gonna be a bad 11 minutes. Okay, guys, I promised myself I would not complain about the chibi animation style unless I could find something fundamentally wrong with it besides it looks weird or hashtag CalArts. But Rainbow Dash's mane looks legitimately awful in this style. It looks like entire clumps of hair are missing and it's bothering me. That's Princess Celestia. I actually had to wait for the second time she was shown. She got shown on screen twice. That's Princess Celestia. Really. In the show, she was like twice the size of Twilight. Now she looks like she's the same height. This is bothering me for a variety of reasons. Like a million and a half reasons. Did they just not know how to scale things? Sir! No. 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 You did not just take a joke that was used in Sparkle 7 and Rarity Investigates, two of the funniest episodes of MLPFIM, and bastardize it into a 10-second little gag that was in no way funny, in no way clever. Nothing. Guys, this scene has been going on for about 2 minutes, and I've just been staring blank-eyed, waiting for something even mildly amusing to happen. This is awful in every single way. Okay, this has been bothering me for the last, like, 3 minutes now, considering it's basically the central conflict of what I could pitifully call an episode. But since when was Pinky a slob? Seriously, the only time I can think of anything like this awful coming out of Pinky's bakery were the baked bads and Applebuck season. And even then, that was because Applejack was making them when she was horribly sleep deprived and was mishearing everything. Just wow. And for that matter, she also wasn't this stupid, but and you know what? Artistic license, I guess. So this is supposed to be a comedy spin-off, right? Now, mind you, that's already kind of stupid, making a comedy spin-off based off what I consider to be one of the funniest animated shows of the 2010s. But with that said, if you felt you absolutely need to, I ask, can you at least make it actually funny? Because, guys, when does this get funny? I'm being dead serious. There are 3.5 minutes left in this episode, and I haven't laughed once. And anytime a joke has come up with even the most mild amount of wit or mild amount of humor to it has been shown, my first thought is, oh yeah, that would be funny if I didn't already see that on Friendship is Magic 5 years ago. And it was way, way funnier back when they did it. I'm being serious, guys. This is awful. Okay, guys, this is really bothering me, and I know I may have already mentioned it, but it bears repeating because this seems to be the central conflict of this, what I could pitifully call an episode. When was Pinkie Pie a bad chef? I'm seriously asking. Because I'm thinking through every single episode of FIM off the top of my head. And the only one I could think of where anyone took any issue with her cooking for actual quality was Secrets and Pies. And even then, that was just because Rainbow Dash didn't like pies. It wasn't because they were bad. In fact, I remember her winning a prize by making a giant monster cake back in season 2. You guys remember that? Again, another really funny episode of Friendship is Magic. Completely that I could be watching instead of this. Well, guys, that was Princess Probz. Oh my god. By the way, it had absolutely nothing to do with Twilight being a princess, so here's my giant middle finger for that. Some of us were actually would have been kind of interested in seeing how Twilight rules Equestria as opposed to Celestia. And you throw a middle finger our way, here's a middle finger right back at you. That's what you deserve, far as I'm concerned. Uh, but I promised myself I would not fanboy like that unless I was taunted to. That's the thing, unless I was taunted. And this thing was taunting me the entire way through. Let's start with writing. Now, was I right in my Equestria Daily article when I said that pony life is technically sound, but just not for me? No. I was wrong because, to be blunt, this thing is about as sound as a solid. It doesn't even make any sense. That's how mad I am at this. Because the writing here is absolutely atrocious. Now, guys, I understand that this is supposed to be a or a joke a second, laugh a second kind of comedy. I wasn't going in expecting Friendship is Magic. I was going in expecting SpongeBob SquarePants or the Fairly Odd Parents. Okay? Or, I don't know, Teen Titans Go is another example. Regardless of what you think of that, that is kind of the style they were going for. Now, personally, I like SpongeBob. I like a lot of Fairly Odd Parents. I don't find Teen Titans Go particularly funny, but it's harmless for what it is. So I was expecting that. Instead, what did Pony Life give my generosity towards it? It gave me one of these right back. Guys, any joke that even remotely features amusing, not funny, mind you, but amusing, is completely taken from a Friendship is Magic episode. I already mentioned at least one joke was basically a reference to Rarity Investigates and Sparkle 7, both two of the funniest episodes of the show that I could be watching instead of that. But then, later on, I swear to God, steal a punchline word for word from Rarity Investigates, except the Rarity Investigates that actually made sense, by the way. Rarity Investigates was a film noir parody. Here, Pinkie Pie was just narrating to herself because. Guys, the writing here is just awful in every way. In every way. None of the original jokes, and I'm putting original in quotes because they were also probably taken from other episodes that I just couldn't remember, even approached funny. And that's the thing. I don't mind if they wanted to do something different. That is fine, okay? When you get down to it, Friendship is Magic was doing something different than the rest of the MLP franchise, and it worked. And that's why I'm here today ranting about pony life in front of a webcam. But the fact is, they also have to do it competently. And they did not. This is one of the least funny 11 minutes I have ever seen. I am not joking. But I could honestly rant about that for a little longer. As for how each of the characters were represented, and mind you, this was sold to us as kind of like a day in the life of the ponies. That's why it's called Pony Life, right? It's supposed to be casual slice of life situations. Gee, if only there was a show that already had that of each of the main six. So I am going to include how they were characterized in Friendship is Magic versus here. For the most part, it's fine. Twilight's a little bit more jerkish than she was in the show, but that may just be me seeing it through rose-colored glasses. Pinky, however, what the hell happened? What the hell? We'll ignore, again, that they use as an excuse. They use the fact that she's now suddenly a massive slob, which, by the way, is something that she made fun of AK Yearling for being back in season 4, but that's just me being a nerd and remembering weird details. The average viewer probably wouldn't notice that. But at the same time, but what is this? That is not how Pinkie Pie acts. You know what it reminded me of? You know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of one of the Pinkie duplicates from Too Many Pinkie Pies. That's what she was. And by the way, Too Many Pinkie Pies, also a funnier episode than this. And that just bothers me. And the fact that apparently now she's a bad cook, despite the fact she was never a bad cook at any point in Friendship is Magic. And again, this is supposed to be the day-to-day adventures of people in Friendship is Magic. Just, what is this? That's my full response. What is it? Oh, but she's not a bad cook. Spoilers for the ending, by the way, if you even the slightest care. Because they do that whole, I don't like it, I love it bit back when Princess Celestia actually tries what Pinkie made during the competition, which I saw coming a mile away, probably before part 1 was even done. Because, again, Pinkie has never been characterized as this at any point in Friendship is Magic. Which, again, I thought this was supposed to be like the slice of life adventures of the characters from that. And you know what? This wouldn't bother me again. I want to stress, if it was done well. But the fact is, there are tons of joke a second episodes of Friendship is Magic. Too Many Pinkie Pies, Three's a Crowd. What About Discord? Secrets and Pies, The Mod Couple, Fake It Till You Make It, Horseplay. These are all just off the top of my head. And they are a million times funnier. There are probably, if I went through the entire show, Sparkle 7, that's another one, 50 episodes that are mile a minute, laugh a minute episodes that are way better than anything Pony Life has to offer. As for anything else, the voice acting is perfectly fine, I guess. It's not bad. I still, during the beginning, I felt that Applejack's voice was a little off. It sounded a little deeper than it should have. But I think that was either just me hearing things or they fixed that later on because I didn't notice it and I'm not going back to check. Fuck that. The animation is okay, I guess. Although I still stand by the character design for Celestia. It just bothers me, and this is purely a nerd rage thing. I'm going to admit that right now. This is purely me nerd raging. However, in the show, she was bigger than the other ponies because she was the princess of Equestria. She was supposed to have this kind of dominating, she's in control look to her, despite the fact that she was still incredibly nice. Here, she's the exact same height as every other character, which is really, really weird. Okay? It's not the end of the world, and if this was even remotely competent in terms of writing, I probably wouldn't have minded. But since I'm listing things that I absolutely hate about this, I might as well end. So, can I recommend Pony Life based on this pilot? No. Hell no. I'm going to be blunt. Just, there are several episodes of Friendship is Magic that if you really want an 11-minute comedy romp, just go watch a SpongeBob episode. Just go watch the Fairly Odd Parents episode. Seriously, just go watch one of those two if you want 11-minute zany hijinks. If you really want it with ponies, then go watch about the 50 episodes of Friendship is Magic that do this better, or any of the episodes they steal jokes from. I'm being dead serious when I say that. There is nothing this brings. What did this bring besides? Well, I guess it brought me 11 minutes closer to death. That's the most I can say about Pony Life. Anyway, that concludes an episode of Reaction and Review. I am Ephrom, and good night.